Hi, I hope you're well. Today we're talking about this little guy, the Bose S1 Pro. Okay, so I'll just put this down while I explain what this is. I'm trying to carry it around to show you how light it is, all right? I went to Winter NAMM this January, January 2018, and walking around the preview section the first day, there was a little Bose speaker, and I heard no rumors about this coming out, no news about this being brought out the NAMM show or anything. In fact, Bose don't even usually go to the NAMM show. So I met the guy from Bose, and there was a female singer-songwriter doing a demo in the hall, and it filled the hall. You know, it sounded great, and all the questions I was asking about the specifications that I look for in something like this was a yes, and I was so excited. I thought this is great. The following days, I went to some more presentations in their little demo room they had, and I was blown away, and the internet was lighting up. You know, the music guys were saying, this is a great new product, we should be getting them. Okay, everything looked good. So I did order one immediately. I've always liked Bose equipment, and I've always looked for small speakers. I don't believe a small speaker will ever replace a large speaker, but when you're busking, doing parties, traveling on the subway, running to a gig, need a monitor, practicing, rehearsing, any of these things and all of these things, you need a small compact speaker. I've owned in the past AER, Fishman. They're all very good at what they do, but I never found one which had all the features I wanted, and I never found one that sounded good for my guitar and my voice. You know, Tommy Emmanuel plays an AER compact 60, right? Amazing speaker, has his own signature model. Amazing, but very expensive, and I don't like the vocals through it. But here's the thing, I believe, and this is why it's one of my favorite things, this speaker has everything I'm looking for, and I'll just show you now. So to show you how light it is, it's just under 15 pounds without a battery, and just over 15 pounds, I think 15.5 pounds with the battery. And you want the battery because it's a lightweight speaker, you want to carry it around. And in fact, it does now come with a battery. For $600, it comes with the battery installed, which is really cool. Not the cheapest thing to buy, not the most expensive either. And when you see the features, I think you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know why I like it. Okay, first thing I don't like too much, the sleeve. It really is a thin sleeve. It's not going to protect them very much at all, but it's nice that they included it. There's a backpack coming out, which I have seen, and that looks really cool. So as soon as the backpack is released, I would get it, because the finish on this thing isn't that durable. It's already picked up a few little marks, and I like to keep my stuff looking nice and new, you know. But that's just cosmetic stuff. Let's get to the features that I love. Okay, I wanted to go to a close-up so I can show you what's on here. There's 3 channels. The third channel is really meant for an iPod or similar MP3 player. It has a Bluetooth connection, very simple to use, and it has an auxiliary input in case you're not using Bluetooth, and the volume is here. I've heard talk of people trying to put another guitar in here with an adapter. Your mileage may vary. I don't know about that. I don't need to do that. This is what we're talking about most of the time, inputs 1 and 2. They're identical, so I'll just talk about input 1, okay? This is a combo jack, so you can plug in a guitar or a microphone. It doesn't have gain as such, but I found that any guitar or dynamic microphone will work into this. You just plug it straight in, the gain is fine. Unlike some systems I've tried, which is a real relief for me. Now this is new for Bose, a built-in reverb, and it does sound very good. If you put it to halfway, there's an indent for halfway position. Halfway is it's a lot, so I usually run it about a quarter right there. But by all means, try it out and listen to it. It's a nice reverb. It's only one reverb, but it's nice and it's very usable. I like it. Bass and treble, again, very effective controls. I don't really need them that much, but when you're in a room and you need to cut a bit more, you just boost the treble. Here's the master volume. Another indent. I love the indents. I'm all about indents. Now there's a light here for signal. That shows you that you're getting an input signal going in. That will go from green, and it will go to red eventually. You don't want to go into red. That means you're clipping. Although I'm told there's very good compressors in here, it won't sound distorted. It will just kind of compress and squash it down. But try and keep what you're plugging in into the green. If your guitar has a volume level, that's easy. You can crank that up and then that'll set it to the right level here. If not, you could use an external preamp, but you don't need to. If you really want to maximize your signal, get the absolute most out of this, then plug something like a Play Acoustic or something into this with your guitar into that, and then use it to boost the level to set the optimum signal. I love setting the signal to noise ratio optimally, and that means being in the orange and never the red. So that's the channel strip, and you're duplicated here. Oh, one more thing. There's a tone match on each. This is Bose's proprietary technology. Off is off. The next one is a picture of a guitar. I find that takes away some low mid, which I don't really need, but I know that soundboard transducer pickups, like I did a demo of the Ultratonic and the famous K&K pickup, they need that, and I've tried them with that. It sounds wonderful, really good. I wish I knew what it did. They won't tell me. And there's one for mic as well. So, I mean, I wouldn't worry about the pictures. I would try them all. I'd plug in whatever you're plugging in. Try that one, try that one, try that one, try some EQ with them. Just find what sounds best. Okay, but I use my mic on and use the guitar on the off. And there's still more. There's a line out. This is like a guitar jack connection. You can plug a cable, called a TS cable into this, and then plug that into another speaker or another S1. You can run two together or feed out. If you want to use it in a small bar, and then a lot of bars you plug into their system, so just run from this into whatever kind of connector you need in the bar to their system. You can show up to the gig with this in your guitar and do a gig through and plug into their system. Like, this is effectively a mixer. You're getting a speaker, a mixer, effects, preamps all in one. That's why I love it, and it's battery powered. When you get to the gig, you don't even have to ask them, hey, where do I plug in? There's a service USB port for future firmware updates. I always love that. If they make an improvement, we can get it. There's a regular power connector built in. No funny bricks or what do they call them? Wall warts. And here's your power. There's even a quick charge mode. If you put it on that one when it's plugged in, the bottom here, it will just charge even faster. But if it's plugged in and you're using it, it will charge. You can't go wrong. Just plug it in. When you're not using it, it's going to charge up. You'll be absolutely fine. It's very simple. Now you can position it on a table like this. It's actually got feet on the bottom in order to position it in a monitor position if you're playing like this, so it's facing straight up. There's some rubber pads there. There's also rubber on the back, so you can position it backwards if you want it that way on the floor, like portrait or landscape. Or you can pole mount it with the pole mount, and what it does, it actually EQs the master EQ automatically depending on the position. It's very clever. It's got accelerometers in it like your phones do. So if it's on the floor as a monitor in this position, it's already taking that sub bass out for you, and then you can further tweak it with the EQ. Really cool. I mean, I told you they thought of everything, and they did. Look, you can even rotate the logo when it's on the floor position. That's really great. Okay, so that's all of the features there that I've covered. The battery is in the bottom. The pole mount is here. It's a regular speaker stand pole mount, not a microphone or special stand. It's a regular stand. It's built in. You don't have to buy another adapter for it or anything. The battery just charges. You plug it in, it's just charging. And the light indicates how full the battery is. Very simple. And it's not plugged in right now, but if I turn it on, it comes on immediately. And I'm ready to play. I'm just watching this flash here. 3, 4. All 4, okay. So I need to charge this soon, okay, now it's on. This speaker is so great because as soon as you turn up at a gig, you can just turn on your phone and press play on a song, turn up the volume on the Bluetooth channel, as long as you've paired the phone to it prior of course, and it will start playing. That's so useful. Because when you walk into an empty room and everyone's looking at you, it's really nice just to walk in, put your speaker down, press play, and start playing music. It's just a nice little touch, you know, especially for like parties and that kind of thing. Okay, and the number one question I hear about speakers like this is, well, how loud is it? You know, can I use it for my gigs? Now, these reviews I do are in my studio here. I can't play too loud, okay? But I'm always going to tell you my experience as a gigging musician. I play in New York, If you're ever in town, come and see me. I play in New York. I play, you know, most nights of the week. I do parties, weddings. I do everything from like just a couple to, well, a lot of people. You know, many people in the biggest restaurant I play, probably a few hundred. Now, I don't believe this can do the job of a full PA system. If it did, no one would sell full PA systems, right? This is for a certain use. But I'll tell you this, I tried the other speakers that I mentioned, the portable ones, at my Sunday brunch gig, and they weren't quite loud enough. And I tried this one, and it was loud enough. Although I was running an external preamp into it, which may have boosted the levels slightly more than what's built in here. But it was loud enough, and that for me is all that matters. Yes, it's loud. If you're a busker, if you're using it to play music around the house or for your dance class, if you're using it as a monitor, if you're using it for like a senior center or a house concert or anywhere people are listening, as long as they're listening, even polite conversation, you'll be absolutely fine. The minute you get 50 people singing along and talking, then you might start to need more volume. That's when you buy the larger Bose system, or you buy a full PA system. Of course, you know, it's not a magic box. The other thing, you could buy two and have two on stands on either side of the stage. I mean, you could buy three and have one as a monitor if you really wanted to, but then of course that's a lot of money. You got to weigh up if it's worth it. Every musician should have one of these. Bass players, singers, guitarists, even a drummer as a vocal monitor or something by their drum kit. It's such a useful tool, and it looks so good and it sounds so good. And when you're not using it professionally, you can play your music through it in the kitchen. It's the best Bluetooth speaker around. Look at this thing. It's better than those little tiny Bluetooth speakers for sure. I believe this is a tool that everyone should have. And if you're a singing guitarist, you should definitely have one. Okay? So I'm now going to go to my demo just so you can hear some acoustic guitar played through it. Obviously I'm micing it with a microphone, you're hearing it through YouTube. You know, the point of these videos is I'm telling you the equipment that I believe, my favorite equipment that I use at gigs to make money as a musician. This is equipment that I've tested in a live situation and I believe is good, and I'm very fussy about my gear. So with this channel, there's a lot of trust you have to put in me, and we won't always have the same tastes and opinions, but I think the opinion of someone who's using equipment is valuable. And if you're using it, or if you've tried it and you don't like it, then please comment. Let's discuss it, you know. But like I said, the fact that I've done gigs with this and it's done the job, that's a real win for me. So the Bose S1 Pro is my favorite portable speaker.